total different mindset. But great question though. Great question. Does any, there's going to be several, but I'll be anxious for him to get into this. Does any one mission that stands out more than others of a time where you felt that the enemy was just too close and fighting back to where you couldn't make it back to the FOB?
Yeah, there were several.
Yeah.
There actually were several times where you didn't actually formulate that thought in your head. It was kind of a realization that you came to after the fact. During the operation, not so much, but afterward, sometimes some soul searching on. You realized how close you were not to being back. But you're kind of task saturated whenever you're actually on the ground.
Yeah. One of the and maybe we can, after some of the questions die down, we can get into a little more of specifics about one of those that Mr. Rogers spoke about. In particular, I mean, you got two of them that really were the 3 POW missions, and then your mirror mission are just hair raising beyond all belief. And I can answer that, but yes. Were there any black SOG members?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. There were, as a matter of fact, there were recon men, hatchet force men, officers that they ran the gambit.
Yep. There were, I'm trying to think, at MAI LOC, there were several at MAI LOC. I don't know if I sent you any pictures of, I think I sent you a couple of pictures. I don't know if I sent you one of Big John or not, but yeah, there were several.
I'll get some of those photos up on the page and all of that. And at CCC, especially, there were quite a few outstanding African American SOG men. Larry Nixon being one from RT New York that ran with Ed Walkoff. There were quite a few. Yep. Wow. Mr. Terry, I'm about to get your question. This is a good one too, though. Did you adjust your combat gear / loadout between running recon versus your hatchet operations? If so, how did it differ?
My basic load of ammo and frag grenades pretty much stayed the same. What would differ were the types of mission, not necessarily recon or hatchet force, but if you were going in, say, on a snatch, we would go in heavy with claymores and det cord and things like that, because that was going to be required by the mission. If you knew you were going in on a, say, a trail watch or a wiretap, you might not have quite as many extra claymores with you. You would just take what we considered your basic loadout. Sometimes it would be extra batteries just for radios. So I hope that answered the question, but
yes, sir. And since we're on, and I think it's going to come up. Like I said, these questions are coming in so quick. Could you give us a little rundown on what your preferred gear was? What kind of weapon you were using, and how much ammo, and like you said, you were carrying?
Well, I carried a car 15 all the time. I obviously had access to everything from M64 Bravos, the Swedish Ks, Mark II Sten guns, all the silent stuff, AKs, basically whatever you wanted to carry. But I kind of wanted everybody to be able to have crossloads of ammunition, so everything was the same. So anytime we went out, we had M16s and Car 15s. That was it. We had a 79 gunner who had 40 rounds, 40 millimeter rounds, and I carried normally around 36 magazines in my vest, my LBE, and in my rucksack. And then I would have 6 frag grenades on my web gear and in my rucksack, and I would also have a claymore in a bag with time fuse around my neck, and then I would have more claymores in my rucksack. And something else that I did, I always carried the radio. I didn't have anybody else carry a radio, but I always had, plus my survival radio. I found out on the first mission with Smitty that you don't want to be trying to find a handset to talk into that someone else has. You want to have it yourself.
Wow. Yeah.